And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
KO! Here's the cover.
Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Finally, and today we're looking at the Bourrasque again. And yeah, I was wrong about this tank, I'll be honest. I said I didn't care for it at first, and I'll be down out and right and say I was wrong. That was purely just because of a bad string of games, I'll say. Some bad teams put me in a sour mood. And, yeah, I just took it out on the tank a little bit. Is it the best tank ever still? No. Is it fun to play, though? I think so. Just overall, the playstyle of it is pretty nice. And I've kind of turned the page on it, let's say that. And I'm definitely starting to come around to this thing. Even though the gun handling is still very questionable, I think I will keep the full APCR loadout on this tank because of that 3.2 second aiming time. Yeah, and this was me driving the Bourrasque last week. No, I don't know what that guy was doing. No idea. But that's about what I wanted to do a couple times in this tank. So, yeah. Instead, we dump our 2 shells into the TVP and back on out. So, pretty standard map for a really good game in a medium tank. It's Malinovka, Winter, no Artie. In a tier 9 game, I think this was maybe during the +1, -1 event. I'm not positive on that. There's another one going on this weekend, so definitely going to take advantage of that, given the fact that it's apparently just going to keep raining here for 20 days straight. I haven't seen the sun in probably 3 days, and it's not going to come back out until like next Wednesday, apparently. So, lots of tanks due to the crappy winter weather. Anyways, back to the gameplay so far. Not pushing too aggressive yet. We kind of got a little bit of initial spotting there. Picked up a few 100 assisted there, which is good. Not a bad result. And picking up a little bit more as their tanks kind of push the hill. And keeping in mind where some of their tanks are at. They have quite a few that went hill, which is surprising nowadays. Seems like a lot of people like to favor going to the what is a field. Yeah, there we go. A field. Yep, there we go. And I don't understand why. I really do not, because the field is pretty pointless most of the time, I would say. I would much prefer to fight on this upper side, whether that's on the hill itself or in this middle section in my light tanks. And some mediums, honestly, I'll go here too if I don't have a ton of armor. I don't really call the Bourrasque a medium tank. It plays much more like a scout. It's just got a gun that hits a little bit harder for its steer, and it turns like a boat. So, yeah. It's a light tank and a medium tank body, I guess. And we put a last shot into the 416. And we're going to keep note of that guy. He seems to like that bush. It's a good position. I use it too. But once I get spotted in it, it can be a little risky to go back into that bush, because somebody like myself may take note of that and say, hey, maybe that guy will go back there once he's unspotted, as spot T32 in the cross in the field, and we take him out. And now, my second shot, I'm just going to take a speculative blind shot. I like to do this from time to time. See if he's there. I don't think that one actually hit anything, but it's worth the shot. I'm not going to dump my whole clip into it, but I've already dumped one. I might as well just try. And he was in the bush. I just didn't line it up correctly, or he had not pushed into it yet. So that's okay. And it looks like we're actually losing the hill. We're winning the game at the moment by 1 tank, but I don't think we're winning the hill. They definitely have got the upper hand in terms of positioning. That tends to happen, at least it looks like, when they have more armor. 46 Patton shows up really quickly. We're not able to react in time, so it's kind of unfortunate. And again, we have 1 shell left, so what am I going to do? Try to dump one into the bush and maybe get a blind shot of damage. But unfortunately, we could have actually killed that Drog in there or put one into the 46 Patton. But that's hindsight is 2020. You never know those guys are going to do that. Just whatever. But instead of just reloading the shell, maybe get a shot of damage into that guy that maybe is sat in the bush, You don't want to do it too many times because then you're just wasting ammo, especially in a tank that has an okay amount of ammo. Most of the time you're not going to run out in the Bourrasque. I don't foresee that happening very, very often at all. But we are keeping track of this guy and just throwing a few shells its way when we can. Fortunately, the gun handling is not that good, so that one doesn't come off. And at this point, I'm also keeping note of watching the hill on who's left on their team and who looks like they're playing well. I will do this throughout most games, is kind of keep an eye as we do put one into the 416 that we had left in the shell that time. He was spotted, so that always helps. Duh. But I will always try to keep track of what's going on in the game, and I've always, when I keep looking up at that hill, I keep seeing that Chrysler K kind of pushing the momentum, I guess, on the hill, and he seems to be playing fairly well. He's not overextending too much, and making good use of his armor. And so I'm going to keep that in mind and just put him on a scale of who I should really target first. And this 416 just makes a pretty big mistake here. He thinks there's nobody here. I don't know why. I've been in this kind of general area the entire game, and I don't really feel super pressured yet to move. So we finish him off on that misplay. He wasn't playing terribly either, so that's another reason I was kind of focusing on the 416. And at this point, we have lost the hill. We have our Barracuda over to our left at this point. And some may say, go help him. And I do want to help him. I really do. I want to keep my teammates alive. It's how you win games, generally speaking. But me just going right next to him isn't creating a crossfire. And it's just, I'm not in the tank for it, as we do take advantage of the 46 patent, thinking, hey, the ghost is clear, we killed the last tank, and not thinking, yeah, there's still 4 other tanks left on their team, and we shut him down. So basically they're just trying to set up kind of a crossfire, because if I just go right in front, I'm not going to do very well at all in a Bourrasque against a Chrysler K head-on, or even the N46. The 46 patent I can pen, but I'm going to eat a shot, so it doesn't really make sense for me to just go up there and try to brawl head-on in this tank. I'm going to try to support him, my teammate, as best I can to the strengths of my vehicle, if that makes sense. And now, again, we're trying to support the teammates a little bit here, trying to push in from behind on these 3 medium tanks that they're fighting. Somehow I actually get out spotted by the Huntsman. I was a little confused by that, honestly. And at this point in the game, I could have actually went either way. But I decided, hey, let's try to win the numbers game here, because we're tied up, and I'm trying to support the team. I know the Chrysler K is going to take a while to get around. And I was like, we can fight medium tanks. We have a couple of heavies. They should be fine. And somehow they're not. I don't know what's going on over there. If you do put 2 shots into the Huntsman and leave him on about half health, so that should put him in killable range for my team. And then the Chrysler K starts capping. So at this point, I want to head back as quickly as possible, just to give me the most leeway in terms of options and what I want to do flanking-wise, what direction I want to come from, and kind of give me just an idea of what's the best way to approach this. So, yeah. And I also don't want to just leave it, and then they end up killing all those tanks, and now I've got to try to defend the base, and I had 3 other mediums coming after me at the same time. So, get back here to the base, defend it as quickly as possible, and move on. Hopefully. That's the plan. As we spot up the Chrysler K from this far left side, got to aim the shot here a little bit, because it takes a while after going full speed. Put the first one in. He moves forward, and we missed the second, which is unfortunate, because it could have killed him. I doubt it, but it could have killed him. And instead of just heading straight down, like some folks may think it's a good idea, when we first got over this spot, I kind of went to the left because I know there's some bushes and there's some terrain that I can make use of. So taking advantage of terrain, basically. That's something I always try to stress. And now we're in a 1 versus 3 scenario because our heavies lost to those mediums. They did take out the Huntsman Centurion, and now at this point, this is very risky because I can see the mediums right off to my right. You can see them there. They're coming. They're headed this way. But I want to get rid of this armor, the Chrysler K, as quickly as possible because he's going to give me the most issues. I can outspot the other 2 fairly easily, but this guy's armor, if he starts capping, it's going to be real problematic, especially if he has people spotting ahead of him. So we're going to take him out very quickly and bug out because we are spotted. Like I said, those mediums are coming this way. So we need to get out of dodge and get unspotted, and we do without eating a shot. So that's fantastic. That's a great result for us. Able to hop in there, assassinate that guy, and just hop out. That's what this tank does so well, as I've kind of gotten used to the playstyle. It really is really good at that. Like, come in, dump the 2 shots, and then bug out. It's really good at that. And that's the whole playstyle of the tank. And now this is a prime example of not knowing what tank you're fighting. Dragon just overextends so much here, and I just stop, aim, and take him out. And just he's overextending against a tank that has an autoloader. It's just important, guys. You really got to know what tank you're fighting, what you're going up against. If you're on like 500 health and you're going up against a Bourrasque on a map like this, honestly, good luck. That's a hard fight to win for anybody. But at the very least, you'd like to stay with your teammate. Dragon is a lot faster than the T-54 Mod 1 that he's with. So they'd probably be better suited to sticking together, at least more close together. And sure enough, he spot the Mod 1. And that poor guy never really stood a chance by himself. He needed the Dragon for support. And Dragon just kind of left him out to dry a little bit there. So just keeping that in mind as you finish that game off with 6 kills, 6,100 damage, 1,800 assisted, and 1 ace tanker. And I was wrong. I'm actually enjoying this tank now. 2,400 base. And yeah, a really fun game on a great map for it. And yeah, don't let a couple bad games ruin a tank for you, I guess. So hope you guys enjoyed. Look out for more videos over the weekend, and I will catch you later. See you.